Hello friends, my name is Bilal Khan and today I'm going to be talking about some of the AWS resources and where is the need to use those resources, because there are a lot of services that the AWS is providing. So I will let you know that what are these services and where is the need for them to use it, right? So let's get into the dashboard and I will show you there. As you can see here that I'm present in the dashboard of the instances. So let's go to this launch instance. I will not be creating an instance. I will just show you the instance types that they are providing. You can see here that there are multiple instances that they are providing. So if I go to this compare instance types, you will see that there are 518 plus instance types that the AWS is providing. So you can select any one of them according to your need. So as you can see here that this is the T2 Nano. So the T is basically the class of the instance. The 2 is basically the generation, and the nano is the size of the instance, that how much size the AWS is providing. You can see here that this is the memory, storage, and all of these sizes, as they will increase, the size of the memory and the storage will increase, and you can take a look at them, right? So this is the class. This 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, these are all the generation that will be increasing, and the nano, micro, small, and all these things will be the are basically the size of the instances that they are containing, that how much size this instance is containing, right? So let's go to this new page. As you can see here, this is the page that I want you to visit it. I will give the link of this page in the description below so that you can read it, learn further about it. So there are some what you can say resources that the AWS is providing, and the first one is the general purpose, and inside this general purpose there are these kind of resources like T2, T3, and all these things. And the second one is this compute optimized, after that memory optimized, accelerated computing, storage optimized, and HPC or optimized. So these are the 6 storage resources, or the overall resources that the AWS is providing, like in the EC2. So you can read further about it, but I will be just talking about the general overview of them. So if I take a look at the general purpose, you will see that the general purpose instances provided a balance of compute, memory, and networking resources. So they are not going to the extreme. Instead, they are providing you the balance between the computing resources, the memory resources, the storage optimized resources, the networking resources. All of these resources are balanced. They are not going for the extreme level. Instead, they are just covering the general purpose, so that the user who will be trying to access the storage in the general level, they can use them, right? You can see here, this is the M family, this is the T2 family, in which there will be that to provide a baseline level of CPU performance. And you can also take a look at the Mac. This is the Mac Amazon EC2 Mac instances. So these are the type of instances that will basically be giving you the resources if you don't have a MacBook. So if you are learning any kind of like app development in MacBook, then instead of buying the what you can say the MacBook, you can use these resources and learn from them, right? So they are providing you these resources, and there are other families also, like especially the M and the T families are prominent here. So this is the functionality that you need to keep in mind. Basically, they will provide you all the balanced resources from these highly what you can say optimized resources, like the compute, memory, and all these things. So now let's take a look at the compute optimized. So compute optimized is basically focusing more on the computing performance, or the high performance. So let's say if you are requiring any kind of web server that will perform better, then in that case you will be requiring the compute optimized storage. Or let's say if you are preferring to work on the gaming or in the machine learning, then the compute optimized will be required, because they are providing you the high performance processors. So this is the thing that you need to keep in mind. Basically, they will provide you the processing speed more as compared to the general purpose, right? So this is the overall use case of it. You can search further use case also, but these are some of the families like C7, and they will provide you the ARM based AWS processor. Some of them will provide you Intel based processor, so you can search through them, and these are some of the features that you can read them. Now the next thing is the memory optimized. So memory optimized are basically providing you the resources that are based on memory. Like, let's give you a use case so that you can better understand it, because by just saying that memory optimized, it is not understandable. So let's say you have a MySQL query, and inside this query you have 3000 records or 3000 rows of data that are present in it, and you want to select, or if you want to list all of these data, then you will simply write a command select star from this table, right? So by writing this command, it will give you all the 3000 rows in one place, so that you can take a look at them. This is not based on putting the conditions here. You didn't put the condition here. Instead, you just wrote the command in order to print all the data in a table. But the problem here is this: basically, if you have 3000 rows or 5000 rows, then in this case you will be getting these resources in more time. Basically, the data will be retrieved to you in more time as compared to basically it will be retrieved to you in more time. It will require the time because the data is more. Let's say 5000 rows or 10,000 rows, then it will be requiring some kind of memory or fast memory in order to give you this result in less amount of time. So this is the use case of it. Let's say if we want to get the queries in less amount of time, we can use the memory optimized resources from the AWS. Let's say if you have the social media account, let's take an example of the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They have millions of users, and if you log in, then in order to log in, they have to filter all the accounts, and after that then they will find your specific account. So to filter out all this data and finding only the specific account details is hard. So for this reason, the memory optimized resources are used in order to filter the resources in a proper way, so that the results will be given to you in milliseconds. So yeah, this is the overall use case of it, so that you will be focused more on the memory in which the result will be given to you, and the result will be retrieved in less amount of time as compared to the more time, because in the big applications you don't have just 2000 rows or 4000 rows. Instead, there are millions of accounts and millions of rows that are present in the MySQL database or any kind of database in which the data will be fetched in less amount of time. So yeah, this is the use case of it. So there are some what you can say resources that you can read further about it. And now let's take a look at the accelerated computing. So the accelerated computing is basically used when you want to get the resources like the GPU resources or the graphical the resources, not just graphics, in which the graphics processing will be happening. So for this kind of purpose, the accelerated computing will be mostly used. It is mostly focused on the graphics performance and the data pattern matching and all these things. These are also used for the machine learning models also, and in the gaming. So yeah. And now the next thing is the storage optimized. So the storage optimized is basically used when you want to read and write the data in a fast manner. So let's say if you are adding the data or writing the data or reading the data in a fast sequence, then the storage optimized resources are good for you. Because let's say if there is a social media account, then in that account, if many people are logging in the same time, then in order to read and write this data in a fast manner, the storage optimized resources is required, because the data is written and the data is read across a very large data sets. So in this way, there is a need for the storage optimized so that they can read and write the data in a short period of time, so that the sequence is in a proper way. Now this is the next resource that the AWS has launched. Previously there were storage optimized accelerated memory compute in general, but this is the new resources that is basically combining the fast computing and the fast processing. So basically, if you want to work for the if you want to target the best computing resources like this one, and you also want to get the fast processing at the same time, then the HPC model is HPC optimized resources are required. That will basically help you in the machine learning, and it will help you in the animations and visual effects, in which the fast processing and the fast computing is, both of them are required at the same time. And it is also used in the finance, in which the trades will be happening. So the trading applications are mostly requiring this kind of performance along with the computing. So for this purpose, the HPC optimized resources are required. So you need to take a look at these things and read bit by bit that what each of these resources are doing and how they will help you in your application use case, so that you can better understand it. So generally, when we are working in a company, we don't memorize these resources like features. Instead, what we do is basically we take a look at the requirement of the application, and then after that we just look at them and look at the bandwidth or the instance or memory, and based on that use case we select these kind of resources. And by practice, we the more we practice, the more we understand that how these general purpose or compute optimized resources are working. And from that practice, we generally after some time we select by default, like for this application use case this resource will be required, or for that application use case this resource will be required. So it's all about the practice and the use case of it. So yeah, I want you to read it further and understand it properly. So yeah, this is the general overview that how these resources are working. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and if you liked it, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, then ask those questions in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. So till then, goodbye.